It's official, Jackson Holliday got the call from the Orioles and will make his debut in the bigs. With rumblings of the 20-year-old making his debut on opening day and the Orioles ultimately leaving him in the minors to start the season, baseball fans have spent the past 2 weeks wondering when they would see the number one prospect in the majors. The reasoning behind keeping Holliday in the minors was simple, according to O's general manager Mike Elias. He wanted Jackson to get more reps against lefties and at second base, while some fans insisted there was something more sinister afoot and that the only reason Jackson Holliday was being left down was to manipulate his service time. And now here we are, just 12 days since the Orioles' opening day, and Jackson Holliday, despite facing difficulties against left-handed pitching in the minors, will make his major league debut against Boston and qualify for service time. So, what was behind the delay? Did Jackson Holliday really go from minor league standout to big league ready in just 10 games? Let's take a look. To get you up to pace, Jackson Holliday is the 20-year-old son of former big leaguer Matt Holliday, who was taken by the Orioles as the number one pick in the 2022 draft. And when you look at Jackson's lead up to the draft, it's no surprise he went number one. Coming out of his senior year at Stillwater High School in Oklahoma, Holliday had an average of .685 with 79 RBIs and 17 homers. The 89 hits he had that year were a national record for hits in the season by an amateur, and he was awarded an ABCA Rawlings Gold Glove to cap off the year. The Baltimore Orioles saw what this kid was capable of and snagged him up as soon as they could with an $8.19 million signing bonus, which, by the way, is the largest signing bonus for a high school player ever. And Jackson got right to work, finishing 2022 in the Carolina and Florida Complex leagues with an average of .297 over 64 bats. Not a bad start for the then 18-year-old high school standout. 2023 would be the year Holliday would show the Orioles his true worth at the plate. Over the course of 125 games, Jackson hit .323 with 75 RBIs and 12 homers. But he did strike out 118 times, giving some validation to Mike Elias's initial concerns. His fielding in 2023 may have echoed those concerns as well. Jackson booted the ball 13 times that year, but still managed a well over .900 fielding percentage. So while his showing in 2023 could have been a bit better, it was still solid beyond belief. And with chatter of Jackson making his opening debut in 2024, fans were excited to see the young stud be challenged, especially after Jackson Holliday's performance in spring training this year. The kid walked in with a chip on his shoulder and ready to take the league by storm, and that's exactly what he did, hitting a solid .311 with 14 hits, a couple of homers, and 6 RBIs. But in his 45 appearances at the plate, he did strike out 15 times at a 31.1% strikeout rate. So again, validating some of Mike Elias's concerns. But still, despite the strikeouts, Jackson Holliday has been a rock star in the box, and fans were ready to see him don the O's uniform on opening day. It didn't happen though. Instead, he'd start the 2024 season with the Norfolk Tides. And it has been business as usual for Holliday, hitting .333 with 2 homers, 5 doubles, and 9 RBIs. Oh, and by the way, he put Mike Elias' concerns of his ability against lefties to rest, as he is hitting .400 when facing southpaws with no strikeouts. Granted, it is a small sample size, but still a great showing from Jackson Holliday in the minors. And I don't know if it has been Jackson's consistency or somewhat lackluster start to the Orioles season, but here we are, just hours away from Jackson Holliday's debut with the Orioles. Either way, I think it's a wise move by the Orioles. Since Baltimore called up Holliday early in the season, they'll still be eligible for a first-round pick via the prospect promotion incentive. Basically, it gives teams an incentive to call up their prospects and give them a year of service time. In turn, the team gets a draft pick. Now, if the O's had waited until, let's say, May to call up Holliday, he would not have been able to qualify for service time unless he came in the top 2 in Rookie of the Year voting. But since Jackson is already in talks for the Rookie of the Year race, I'm sure the O's said, let's bring him up now so we can qualify for that draft pick. It's a win-win for everyone. Jackson Holliday gets to live out his dream of being a big leaguer, start earning some of that $8 million, and gets his well-deserved service time. That is, of course, as long as he stays in the majors. The O's get to fine-tune their top prospect and have the potential to draft another young prospect to begin building a dynasty for Baltimore. Not to mention the publicity. Baseball fans have been keeping a close eye on Jackson Holliday, patiently awaiting to see how the young buck will fare against some grizzled vets. And whether or not Jackson overperforms or underperforms, the Orioles will be the talk of the baseball world. But now, I want to hear from you. Why did the O's delay Jackson's call-up to begin with? Do you think it's a smart move by the Orioles to bring him up now? And do you think Jackson Holliday will live up to the hype? Let me know in the comments below. Check out this video next and subscribe to Baseball Buzz.